You are wasting thousands of dollars on Google Ads right now because your dashboard is too complex to read daily. The friction is constant. You're likely paying for a full Ahrefs subscription just to extract a single technical audit, adding another layer to your monthly overhead. Most teams are trapped paying a SaaS tax for expensive metrics that don't actually trigger any action. Even with access to high-end data, you are still stuck in a cycle of manual ad optimization, clicking through layers of menus to fix what you already identified. There is no reason to rely on a heavy, bloated GUI when the terminal offers a faster, cleaner environment. Toprank is an open-source plugin for Claude Code that removes the need for those visual middlemen. It moves the entire workflow of SEO and SEM management directly into your command line. Organizations continue to pay for visual dashboards that simply sit between the user and the raw data, creating an unnecessary layer of operational delay. Having a read-only dashboard is a bottleneck. To optimize spend effectively, you need a tool capable of writing changes back to the API immediately. Consider the standard enterprise workflow, logging into monolithic platforms like Semrush or WordStream. Most of that time is spent manually cross-referencing charts before you ever make a decision. These GUI subscriptions are essentially just expensive visual translation layers for raw API data. You lose critical time in that translation layer, the gap between seeing a performance dip and actually navigating to the bid adjustment screen. You can replace the entire Semrush, Ahrefs, and WordStream stack with a free terminal plugin. By stripping away the visual noise, you focus the entire operation on raw optimization commands. It's an effective way to circumvent a multi-billion-dollar SaaS industry using a simple open-source tool. Speed is the primary factor in optimizing spend. A beautiful chart is a liability if it slows down your ability to execute a change. To understand how this works, we have to look at how a text-based AI can safely modify a live Google Ads budget. The backbone is the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. MCP allows the AI to move beyond text analysis and interact directly with database-level execution. Toprank ranks as the CLI plugin that leverages a dedicated server called ads-agent. This architecture grants Claude the specific read and write permissions needed to manage an account. The MCP server connects directly to both Google Search Console and Google Ads. This setup offers significantly higher analytical bandwidth than a browser session. The architecture can fan out up to 20 parallel GAQL queries at once. A human clicking through a GUI simply cannot compete with that level of parallel data processing. By integrating MCP, Claude gains the administrative hooks required to execute changes directly in the database. Let's look at the practical application in a live terminal. You simply type /toprank:/ads-audit. Claude doesn't return a chart for you to interpret or a slide deck for a meeting. It functions as an autonomous media buyer, isolating the specific keywords that are burning your budget. It identifies the waste and immediately asks for your permission to pause those keywords. You press Y, and the change is written to the Google Ads API instantly. This effectively removes the operational gap between identifying a spend leak and deploying the fix. The project has already seen significant validation from the developer community. On GitHub, the repo currently has 907 stars and 124 forks. However, removing human oversight from financial channels introduces a severe systemic risk. If the model hallucinates while managing a live budget, the financial consequences are immediate. Without the guardrails of a traditional GUI, a single hallucination could drain a daily budget in minutes. There are also major enterprise security concerns to consider. The architecture requires pulling an API key from ads-agent.org, which is a significant third-party vulnerability that many IT departments won't authorize. Toprank is a powerful weapon for an individual engineer, but the hallucination risk and key management make it difficult to deploy in a corporate environment. If this saved you time, hit subscribe. We review open-source tools like this every week, so you're always ahead. Now, if you liked this open-source breakdown, you're going to love our review of Cursor AI. Managing live media campaigns through a terminal interface allows for a level of execution speed that isn't possible in a browser. This approach effectively automates the routine check and pause loops that typically consume a media buyer's morning. Are we ready to trust the routine maintenance of our accounts to an agent? Or are we always one hallucination away from a zero bout?